Hey there. Um, this is my first Facebook Live. So if you're there, can you let me know that you can hear me, that all is going well? I don't know. I think you can comment or something. Chocolate. Um, oh, hey, Bill. Can you hear me, Bill? Can you write a note? Oh, hey, Tommy. Hey, Melanie. Oh, this is so fun. Um, yes, you can hear me. Okay, great. Hey, Lisa. Oh my gosh. So you guys, yes, can hear me? I realized I don't have my, great. Okay. I'm going to go over here and can you hear me from over here? Can you hear me still? Let me see what you're writing. Hi. Okay, if you guys can, this is a sound check. Thank you all so much. Can you hear me from over here? I'm going to do the yoga from over here. Okay. Anita, oh my God. This is so fun. Great. Thank you guys. Okay. So, yay. Hi, Andy. Hey, Barbara. This is super fun. It took me being socially isolated before I figured out how to get, thank you for letting me know you can hear me, figuring out how to get online. So I guess there's always a, there's always something to look for, the positive things. So awesome. Hey, Vicky. Yay. Hey, oh my gosh, Elaine. Wow, long time no see, Elaine. That's awesome. Hey, oh my gosh. Hey, Ant. Don't I know you from London? Thank you, Tommy. Wow, so many of you. Awesome. So this is so fun. Now when I'm over on the yoga mat, I won't be able to interact with you. Thank you, Andy. I'll just be leading us through the practice. So hopefully all will go well. Hopefully internet connection will stay strong. I'll do my best to keep on top of this. Okay. Hey, Saul. Wow. What an honor. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to take my seat and we'll get started with the class, the teachings, and we'll get moving. Okay, so I'm into calf smashing, right? So if you have a blanket, you can roll it up and do a little calf smash. You may want to have a couple blocks for this sequence. So, you saw. Oh wow, this is so great. This is fun. I should have, I'm going to try to get on Facebook Live a lot with you guys. So you can roll up a blanket, put it behind your knees. We are going to, in our physical practice today, we're going to get into some pretty good hamstring and hamstring openings. So the calf smashing definitely is good for that. Oh, let me close the door all the way. Okay. Oops. Let's try this. There we go. All right. So you can start with a little calf smash, and we'll get into to what we're going to practice today. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. And this is my first Facebook Live video, so making the most of what these times are bringing our way. So happy pandemic? No, it's not a happy pandemic, but here we are, right? Here we are in the midst of this really extraordinary, challenging time, really unprecedented in the modern period. As yogis, we know that there is something deeper going on right? And so much of our practice is about tuning into that, by tuning into that, first of all, within ourselves. It's springtime here in Atlanta. It's incredible. It's an early spring, but everything is starting to bud open. We've had some beautiful warm weather, lots of rain. And so the springtime is opening up. And of course, spring is like new beginnings, creativity, this sense of possibility. And yet here we are in this time of really going into some really chaotic, turbulent, transformational energies. And so as much as there's this arising in nature coming up and out, we're kind of going down and in. And you guys keep calf smashing. I'm going to come up here so I can talk with you guys. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so good to see you. So good to see you guys. In your notes, I'm going to read them all when we get to the end. So this, how do we as yogis, as we go deeper, it's like we know that something is really emerging from this. And asking for our creativity, asking for us to innovate and move into a new some new structures, new systems. At least I think that's what the promise is here. That as a global community, we can't keep doing things as we've been doing, and so how can we tap into what is deeper than just the surface chaos, the surface difficulties, right? How can we tap in deeper as yogis? And this is what we do. I'm going to bring us into a few poses today that really unfold us, but from a place of first pulling in really strong, pulling in, turning into that place that as much as we see the springtime unfolding, it's unfolding from this deep potency, potentiality that we've been moving through the winter with. From this deep creativity that's like down in the roots, right? So by pulling into that, we can tap into something really infinitely creative, infinitely full of possibility, and then unfolding ourselves from there. Now, this is, of course, yoga practice, right? And we can also take care of what we need here for our nervous systems and for, just good self-care. But I think yoga as well is, we get to embody the cosmic unfolding. We get to enact through our poses, like what's happening here? How do we want to see this unfolding? So as we're doing our practice, as much as there's so much we need to tend to on the what's dealing with the situation and actively working towards, and there's so many people who have incredible skills and talents who are serving in this time, and may our leaders be urged in that way. And I believe that this is going to happen, to again unfold and move this towards something positive ultimately. But can we as yogis tap in to what's happening at a very profound level here? And as we do our poses, and we, especially with the poses that invite us to really open up, can we offer up the vision in our hearts, our prayers for what we wish to see unfolding here in this really amazing time to be alive, amazing, challenging, transformational. Transformational is the thing. It's like so much is going on right now, and it's intense. I know a lot of us are really struggling, but may we turn that, may we as yogis weave that into how we want to see things unfold. It's a powerful time. So thank you all for joining. It's so great to see you all, and we'll get to the practice. So if you've been calf smashing, you can undo your calf smash. You can just take a comfortable seat. Sitting up on a support of a blanket is nice. A couple blocks if you don't have a blanket, right? Turn the inner thighs down, widen your sit bones apart. And settle in. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes. Tune into the flow of your breath. And this is always the gesture that we make at the beginning of our practice. To turn in, and we'll make this gesture over and over again, to draw in, to turn in, to connect to what's moving deeper within ourselves through the breath and by listening and attuning. It's always crazy on the surface, like whether it's a pandemic or everything else going on, right? Obviously, it's the craziness is in the fore right now. No one is outside of the crazy right now. But there's always the deeper connection, the deeper presence, the deeper support that is moving all of this along. Maybe bring that up into the unfolding of what's happening now. By breathing in deep and down into the belly, into the ribs, lower ribs, side ribs, stretching that place a little more open, more wide. Breathing out in a way that just keeps us smooth, keeps us in the flow of life. And as we breathe in and connect to our center and connect to that deep place, again, may we really tap into and listen to and align with what can unfold in this way. And our exhales, as they move through us, and as we open in our poses with that, so that's what we're sending out into the world, our highest hopes and visions. And that yes, there's work to be done, and all of us are doing our part. The work that yogis do is supports what's happening at the ground level, beneath the ground level, and we can't underestimate the power of that. So thank you all for joining in, whether you're here now or watching this video later. So please bring your hands to touch at the heart. We'll open with the sound of one Om. Inhale again into center. Bow your head to your heart. Release your hands to your thighs. Lift your head, open your eyes. All right. So come on up to all fours, please. You can clear up your mat. Shooting for about an hour of practice. We'll see how that goes. So come on up to table. Staying with your breath, deeply breathing in and breathing out. And take a full breath here as you lengthen through your spine. And with the exhale, I invite you to just round your back. Start in cat pose. So this shape, we fold into ourselves. Rounding the back, you can take a few little side stretches with that, make it a little more dynamic. But this exhale, drawing in as you round and stretch into your back. It's harder to breathe in here. But this shape, as we fold in towards ourselves, invite us into that inward turn, that inward connection to what is deep and powerful inside. So try to, even though it's hard to breathe in here, try to inhale. Breathe a little deeper into your back from that place. One more exhale here. The exhale, you can stretch a little deeper into cat. And then with your next inhale, go the other way. Lift your tailbone slowly. Lift your heart, lift your head, coming up and into cow pose and hold here. Here it's easier to breathe in. Welcome the inhale deep and down into the place you are feeling it in your back. Do the sides, again, maybe a couple of side movements here. But mostly opening up a little more with that inhale, lengthening through your spine. So take another breath in here. And with the exhale, rounding under into cat pose once again. Now we'll keep moving. We'll keep moving with the breath. So again, inhale, lengthen through. Lifting at the tail, follow that wave. Lift your heart, lift your head into cow. Exhale, rounding under. Do a few rounds like this at your own pace. Either breath by breath, or you can keep it slower. So you can really tune in and listen to yourself, to what's with that deeper connection inside. Okay, so moving with the breath in this way, connecting deeply, listening. And one more round with the breath here then. And with your next exhale, coming again into cat pose, take that all the way back into child's. Toes touching knees apart, keeping that lift of the core. Sit your hips to your heels, and then walk it out slowly from there. So obviously sit back as far as it goes. Lift your core to stay supported, but then soften in within that as much as you can. head on the floor, or you can fold your arms under your head. You can put a block under your head. Take a few deep breaths here, especially in child's pose. You can really, as you inhale, feel that connection to yourself, to your center, to what's deeper. And the exhale, as it moves through you, really grounding, settling, clearing. Feeling how the exhale moves the energy through, and that's again what we'll use to, as we unfold ourselves in our practice today and offer our highest wishes. Okay, so from there, with your next inhale, come on up to table. You can come into a seat, however you want to get there, and actually come onto your back. So stretch your arms overhead, knees bent, feet on the floor, and separate your feet a little wider to the edges of the mat. Keep a little tone through your center, be strong from feet to hips, and lower both knees over to the right. So get a little stretch, a little opening into the front body there, especially at that left side. Stay sharp in your feet, tone through your abdomen, turn your belly and chest a little more to the left with that. And stretch from that left hand to that left knee as you breathe in to your center and breathe out. Just open it up a little bit more. And back up to center with your inhale. Second side, both knees to the left. Feet on the sides of your mat, like you're trying to find the floor with your feet on the sides. Sharp at the edges. Put your abdomen back on the right. Turn your belly and chest to the right a little bit more. And elongate through your spine. Stretch from right knee to right hand. Breathe in to center. Breathe out. Open up a little bit more. Good. And come back up to center. And bring the feet back to hips width. And press your hands against your thighs. So here, keep the feet heavy, really push into the feet, push into the hips. And as you tone your abdomen against that push of the thighs, pull your abdomen in and back. Similar way you did in cat pose. You're not going to be as tucked in the pelvis here. Try to keep your hips on the floor. But with that, as you draw back, getting that deeper connection right into your center. Try to even draw your lower back, your ribs more to the floor. With the exhale, tighten there a little bit more. We're strong in our core. It's like being strong at the center, staying connected to that place that supports, even as we go about, with the challenges of day-to-day life, everything we're here to do. To stay with that, pick your feet up off the floor, bring your hands to the fronts of the thighs, keep pushing forward and up with your hands, keep pulling the abdomen in and back with your exhales, lengthen your spine, keep those feet sharp, breathing in, breathing out, so you get this deep activation that will support our poses as we move. All right, so one more breath here. And the exhale, release down and rest. You can again stretch both legs out long, arms overhead, and just open that full body stretch. Breathing in to center. Breathing out, stretch through your feet, your hands. Open up a little bit more. All right, so bend those knees back up. And you can either roll to one side to help yourself up, or you can rock up, carefully hold those legs, and come back up to a seat from there. And come on up to table pose once again. And we'll come back to where we started, but we'll add some legs, right? So elongate the spine, take a breath. And with the exhale, round your back again into cat. And then here, add bringing the right knee in towards your forehead. And with that, squeeze the heel towards your sit bones, squeeze in with your legs to the center. And as you push through your hands, round in. Then with your next inhale, keep the knee bent, lift your chest, lift your head, push that foot up. So you're in a cow pose with the leg lifting. Can you still tone your center? As you push that foot up, you want to feel the activation of glutes and hamstrings. Try not to roll your hip out to the side. Try to keep that leg squeezing in even as you push up. Just do a few rounds of this. Take a breath in. Then exhale, knee to chest, rounding in. Inhale, push the foot up, lift chest, lift head. Exhale, bring it in strong and tight. Again, inhale, lift it up. And exhale, bring it in. One more time, and we'll add in here. Inhale, lift. And then this time, stretch that leg to straight. Right, so from that tight connection, reach it and make it super straight. It might be easier to do this more from neutral spine, but you can still keep that little bit of back bend if that feels okay to you. Take another breath here. And exhale, lower back down to table. Reset. Refresh those hands as needed. Make sure those are pressing down well. And then take a breath in. Exhale, round your back into cat. Bringing that left knee in to join. Take a couple breaths here. Squeeze in with the legs. As you lift your core, pull that knee in tight and try to even squeeze that left heel up towards your sit bone more. Another breath here is exhale, draw in stronger to your center. And inhale, reach that leg back and up. Lift your heart, lift your head. Oh, I'm sorry, bend the knee, keep it bent and lift. Take another breath here, and exhale, pull it in tight. Now let's do a few rounds of this. So again, inhale, keep the knee bent so you would feel that activation of hamstrings, glutes. As you lift and open, keep squeezing in with that leg. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more times like this. Inhale. Lift the knee higher, lift your heart higher. Exhale, keep it strong through the center. Even as you lift, can you tighten your abdomen in even as you open up in this way, staying connected. So inhale, exhale, bring it in. And then this time again, inhale, lift. This time straighten your leg out. And it could be more at neutral spine, or if it feels all right to you to extend your whole front body open. So keep that navel strong, lift your chest, lift your head, stretch that leg long and straight. All right, lower it down from there. All right, knees, feet together, tuck your toes under, sit back on your heels. Maybe you need to sit on a block or take your knees and feet wider. And interlace the fingers in front of you, turn the palms forward. Keep a little bend to the elbows as you stretch up overhead. Again, tone to your center, draw into those strong shoulder blades, and then stretch overhead with that. Breathing in, breathing out. So strong in the shoulder blades, bring your ribs back to meet the shoulder blades, and then stretch. Press those palms up. All right, so big breath here. Exhale, open those arms wide and back down, back to table pose. Let's take it to a downward facing dog. So back the knees up a little further. Press down to those hands. Tone the core in that same way. Nice long spine, but belly and ribs and throat back. Then shift back up and over those feet. Keep your knees bent. Just stretch your hips up high. Find your center in down dog. Meaning, nice long, strong spine. Strong arms here, not dropping at the shoulders. Right? Strong from hands to hips. And then with those strong feet as well, you can pedal down nice and slow. Do a few pedals here at your own pace. And stretch out through those calves a little more, through those hamstrings. Remember, take water when you need to. A couple more breaths. Oh, it's so great to see you all. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. We're just getting started. You can jump in still here. All right. So from that down dog, you can center it again, both knees bent, hips high, and then tiptoe slowly forward on your way to the front. Press into your feet, arch up halfway with the inhale. Fold with your exhale. Bend the knees as much as you need to tip from your hips. Arch up again halfway with the inhale. Bend your knees, hands on thighs. Head up and chest up, tone through the center, and stand with your inhale. Press into the feet as you reach overhead. Exhale, lower the arms. All right, so if you have a block, grab it. Otherwise, just work your legs as if you had a block this way. I'm going to turn this way, but you guys can, of course, stay straight ahead on your mat. So bring the block view just below the knees on the medium side and give it a good squeeze. So then, bring a little bend to your knees as you squeeze the block and push the tops of the thighs down and back. Palms downhill spirit. Make your legs strong with this. So again, we are going to stretch our hamstrings a lot today, which means we want to strengthen them a lot as well. So drag the heels back, make the backs of the legs strong, bring them to your strong center. You're sitting back in that neutral curve, pulling in at the middle. All right, so then stand slowly without letting them go, and reach your arms overhead. Exhale, lower those arms down. And again, inhale, stretch overhead, and then add cactus arms. So bend your elbows and sit back into the hips. Same thing, squeeze the block. So part of what happens here when we squeeze, pulling in, called hugging the midline, is again, you pulling yourself into your center energetically, a place where we go deep inside, where we can feel into what's happening at the deepest place. Right? So draw from hands to shoulder blades as well. That's also a pull to the midline, keeping your connection to center. And then inhale, stand overhead. This time, take your left wrist and stretch up and over to the right. Keep hugging into that block. Strong through belly, ribs, and throat. And sideways, getting some space. Inhale back to center. Second side. Take the other wrist. Left hand holds right wrist. Hips to the left, torso to the right. Hips to the right, torso to the left. Breathing in, breathing out. Tone to the center. Ground the feet, stretch the spine. Inhale, bring it back up. And exhale, bend your elbows, shoulder blades on the back. Then this time, keep that as you interlace fingers behind your hips. You, of course, grab a strap there, use your shirt, need a little more space. Tone your abdomen, keep a little bend in your elbows as you draw the heads and arm bones back. Keep toning your abdomen in. And here's a little more of a back bend shape. It's like a little more free in the shoulders as you lift your chest. But then as you stand up slowly, pull the belly and the front ribs in, and then it's a pretty massive shoulder stretch as you pull back into center. Try to keep those arms reaching back. So breathe in, breathe out, press through your feet, get long through your spine. All right, and release those arms and just shake it off a little bit here. And keep the block here for another moment. So, join me back in the front of the mat. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, bend your knees, hands on thighs, and here, keep pulling into center, shifting your hips back, pressing into your feet, and now we'll fold slowly forward. Drag the heels back, keeping those hamstrings strong so you feel the stretch through active muscles in the backs of your legs, right? We bend our knees. It's even another way we can kind of activate and pull into that deepest place, to the root, to the center, pulling into our power, a place of infinite possibility. Then we stretch, then we open ourselves up. What are we going to create? What are we going to offer? All right, inhale, arch up to halfway. Remove the block. There, if you want to use it anytime. Step your left foot back into a lunge. Hey, everyone joining. Thanks for joining. So in a lunge, make sure that foot is between your hands. Nice long straight line there. Open up your stance if you can a little more fully. And as you breathe in, and pull in with your legs, pressing that back thigh higher. Breathe out as you bend deeper into the front knee. Let's add a twist. So left hand on the floor can be on the block. Right hand on your knee. Tone and turn your belly and chest to the right. And add the right arm, stretching up from there. So every breath in, still pulling with your legs, driving the feet towards each other. Narrowing at your waist. Breathe out and fold through your pose. Bend through the front knee, back to that back heel, lengthen your spine. Stretch open across your chest. Take another breath. Exhale, touch it down. Step to plank pose. Gather into center. Push through your hands, tighten your waist. And we'll lower slowly down. These can be down or up anytime. Just note those modifications, whatever you need here to support yourself in your practice. Stretch your legs long and strong behind you. Lift your hands off the floor for one breath to activate that upper back, those strong muscles there. And press your hands down in cobra pose. Lift as high as you wish. Take a breath in here. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in and out here. So then from down dog, left leg up. Yes, lift your left leg with an inhale, stretch it up behind you, and step that foot up between your hands. Take a breath in here, and step forward into the standing forward fold. Inhale, arch up to halfway. The right foot steps back into your lunge. Take a breath or two here. Make sure you're setting up your feet so you can, from the roots, pull it all in the center, tending your energy to what supports that depth. So scissor with your legs, drawn through your center. From that right hand down, left hand on your knee, add your twist. So keep breathing in, breathing out. Tone the center, open across your chest. Option to stretch that left arm up. Breathe in. You can even drag your feet towards each other. Looks like you're squeezing the block. Pull into that deepest place. With the exhale, unfold, open it up. We'll take a breath in here. And touch it down with the exhale, plank pose as you inhale. And lower slowly down, knees down or up, right? Long, strong spine, shoulders back. Stretch your legs long and strong. Inhale to cobra. You like to do your up dogs. That's feeling good too. You can add that in anytime. Downward facing dog. Stretch it up and back. And then right leg up. Strong through your center. Lift that right leg up with your breath. Exhale. Step it up between your hands. And then push into that right foot to draw yourself forward. Arch up with the inhale. Fold with your exhale. And arch up with your inhale again. Bend your knees, hands on thighs. Head up, chest up, shoulders back. Stand with your inhale. Exhale. Lower your arms by your sides. That's it. So again, inhale, stretch it with the breath. Let's go back to cactus squat. Sit back into your hips. You can make those legs strong. Really want you to feel how we get deeper in the forward fold. So A lot of our poses today are built on this, again, folding in towards ourselves, and how to do that with deep connection. So here, you can keep your elbows bent, or you can try reaching your arms overhead. Then as you take a breath, start to fold forward, but keep your knees bent. Get your torso on your thighs. And as you reach down, you can even touch the floor behind your feet. And keep your knees as bent as you need to for torso and legs to continue to touch. I really want you to feel that, because that's going to be part of a pose we're going to do. That's going to be more challenging, right? So feel that connection. You can again drag your heels back, your feet back, the tone from heels to sit bones, and also lift your core, even though you're folding in close to your legs. With that, stretch a little more. Yes, stretch those hamstrings, and that's safer for the back as well, to make sure you're hinging from your hips and not just hanging forward with a rounded back, right? Deep breath in, deep breath out, feeling that connection to center. All right, so then inhale, open up, arch up to halfway, plank, and on your way through a flow, so plank, do your chaturanga, cobra, or up dog, moving with your breath, and downward facing dog. Stretch it up and back. And here, inhale, lift your right leg up, and like we did on hands and knees, bring the knee forward and hold. Tone your abdomen, forehead to knee, squeeze that heel towards your sit bone, round your back as you push through your hands. Inhale, leg up and back. Exhale, same thing, but we'll step it forward. So bring the knee forward, step the foot up between your hands. That's it. And then here, lower the back knee down and lift up, hands on your hips. Let's go a little deeper into a twist here. So drag the feet towards each other, hold your steady center. Bring your arms up by your sides. It's like a low cactus, as we call it. How wonderful, right? So draw from hands to shoulder blades. How wonderful that in this time of social distancing, we can connect in this way, and we can channel our creativities into where we want to go next. So shoulder blades on the back, tighten into your center, and start to revolve around at your waist. So that means turn at your ribs, minimize the movement of the arms, right? Turn at the steady center. That includes squeezing with your back leg and firming that outer right hip in as you bend into that knee. Just stay here, or you can try bringing hands together, the elbow to the outside of the front knee. So you might want to go deeper with that. That feels good to you. Push the right hand into the left to turn more at your waist. Back knee can also lift up as an option. Pull your belly in on the right more. Squeeze in with your back leg either way. And bend deeper into that front knee as you turn open through the center. With your inhale, untwist and touch down. Pause here. And from there, we'll straighten the front leg. So let's get into a good Parsvottanasana here. You might use a couple blocks. Be super high on your fingertips. You can turn that back heel down, right? Do try to get to where you can straighten that front leg. But it's helpful, you can even bend that knee. Remember, we want to tone what we stretch. So you can bend the knee and drag the right heel back. Scissor in like you're squeezing a block. Pull, yes, that right hip strongly back as you lift your core, and then start to straighten the front leg. We'll have a lot of time folding in. So for this one, you might want to you could try staying higher up on your blocks, focusing more on the neutral spine. So reaching sit bones back, tailbone back, a strong, you can squeeze that kneecap up the leg. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, so from there, take another breath. And with the exhale, bend your front knee. Lengthen your stance a little bit there. If you shorten it, lower the back knee down. Even bring the top of that back foot to the floor. And now with an inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Bending deeper into that front knee, keeping that back leg strong. So this pose obviously is a very expressive posture. So how can you pull into center and stay deep in your roots? So belly in, root through that back leg, through that front knee, and just stretch and open yourselves up, offering up from your heart. One more breath. All right, touch it back down. Step it to plank pose. Hold plank. Downward facing dog, stretch up and back. Take a breath as you steady your hands and tone your center. Left leg up at the inhale. Remember, we're going to move through that abdominal sequence again. So bring that left knee forward. Tone your abdomen, round your back, squeeze your heel towards your sit bone. And with your inhale, bring it up and back, nice and slow. Exhale, bring it in again with that connection to center. And step that foot in front there between your hands. Just get it up nice and strong. All right, so lower the back knee down. Hands on hips. Breathe into the center. Keep listening. Keep attuning. Scissor in with your legs, tighten your waist, and with these How Wonderful arms into the shoulder blades, start to twist at your ribs. So pull into center, turning at your waist, staying especially tight on the left side. We kind of go out of center when we twist, usually. Right, so pull into center, squeeze in with your back leg, bending into the front knee already a little bit more. So stay here or bring hands to touch, twist, get that elbow to the outside of the knee. Pull abdomen in, throat back, scissor in with the back leg, bending into the front knee more. Option to lift the back knee up if you're doing the other side. Actively push that front knee to the left, tighten that glute on the left side, and bend deeper into the front knee from there. Stretch your spine. Inhale and twist. And from here, again, into your Parsvantanasana, shorten your stance a little bit, turn that back foot 45 degrees or so. Grab your blocks if you have them. You can also put hands on the front shin, of course, if you don't have blocks. Right, so coming up higher, give yourself a little more space. Just really get into those legs, right? So with that, you're going to bend to the front knee so you can drag that heel back. That back leg, though, is turned out slightly. Leverage that to scissor in and to turn the inner thigh back more. Right? So then find your center there, and that left hip coming back as well. Straighten that leg slowly, obviously as much as you can there. Tighten that kneecap up the leg. Breathe in as you lengthen your spine a little more. Breathe out, push through your feet. Stretch out a little deeper. One more full breath in and out here. So bend the front knee back towards your lunge. Elongate the stance enough and lower your back knee down. Top of the foot on the floor and inhale. Lift it up overhead. Breathing into center and follow that with your whole body from feet to hips. The legs drawing in, your abdomen strong. And then as you breathe out, offering yourself up, offering what's in your heart, highest vision. So one more full breath here. Exhale, touch it back down. Step to plank pose. This time you can add the flow. You go right to down dog or plank through. Strong hands along the spine. From your legs to cobra. Keep your belly strong, ribs strong. Nice up dog if you wish. Downward facing dog. Stretch it back. Take a few deep, full breaths here. I invite you to come down to a child's pose, or even just to sit back on your heels, or if you need a sip of water. I invite you to take this pause, because we're about to then go into our one more standing pose cycle. That's going to up the ante a good bit. So take a little breather. Take a little water as needed. You feel what you're connecting to inside. Your breath in and your breath out. One more full breath in here, just slowing down. It's good to do these strong postures to get moving, but then make sure we're continuing to listen, to really tune into what we're here tending to this springtime. The effulgence of springtime, and yet this really intense circumstance we're all living in. What can come through us? What can we create? Springtime, even a new moon coming up on the 24th, whatever day that is. What day is today even? It's like hard to know what day it is when you're not working, right? All right, so, all right, come on up to through table. Go back into a standing forward fold from there, the back of your mat. And with your inhale, arch up to halfway. Bend your knees, hands on thighs. So we're going to go through again that deeper forward fold. So with that, sit a little further back into your hips. Option to reach those arms overhead. You can also do cactus arms or just keep them out in front. Arms overhead, very, very intense, right? So strong through your feet, sit back further. That means you're dragging your heels back, reaching back into the hips. Keep toning your core in and up. And like we did before, you're going to try to slow this down. Arms out in front of you. Round your back, ribs and thighs touching, and again, you can walk hands further behind the feet, or this time you can wrap your arms behind your legs. Keep pressing into the feet, dragging the heels back. Thigh bones and torso are glued together, absolutely glued. As you tone your belly in and up, from the glutes, then you can stretch from that place of connection. And fold yourself into the roots first, always pushing into your feet, And then this is a deeply inward turn posture, right? Deeply inward turn. It's also unfolding. It's also a creative unfolding as you fully stretch. Okay, so inhale, arch up to halfway. And walk forward to downward facing dog. So here it is. We're going to move through standing split and warrior one. So inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Bring the knee to your chest, rock forward, and step the foot between your hands. Pause. Now remember what we were just doing. Your torso and legs here are glued together on the right side. You can even wrap your arm behind that right leg like you did in the standing forward fold. There will be options here, of course. Step your back foot in closer. Tone your abdomen, scissoring with your legs. You can move the left hand forward, and then start to lean into it. This is, of course, moving towards standing split all out. If this is a lot for you, both hands can be on the floor. You can get up on blocks. You could do more like we did before, like a straight spine, like a modified warrior 3. That might be a little less intense. Or if it's okay on your back, again, folding in super deep here. Tone your belly so much. This right hip firming in. This back leg, for those of you who want to go a little deeper, even try this. Bend your knee. Push the foot up higher so you activate glutes more. Take a big, huge breath. Scissor with your legs, pull it all together, and then unfold as you push through your right foot and stretch that left leg higher. Diving in deep. One more breath here. And then bend your front knee, step back, land carefully in your lunge, and spin the heel down for warrior one. Longer stance, perhaps. Heel to heel if you can. And with an inhale, lifting up, push down through both feet, and now here you are, again, unfolding a shape that's more expansive, a shape that's more in a place of offering. So still scissor with your legs, tone to your center, push into the roots first, and then open up, offering yourself up. So deep in the standing split, right? So intense. I feel it's like here to just open up that space. Hands can be apart. We can clasp hands, some of you perhaps. Stretch fully through your arms and hands, staying anchored in your feet. One more breath. Exhale, spin the heel up and touch down. So if you're feeling energetic, do a vinyasa. Otherwise, just step back to down dog. Tend to what you need most energetically. Take a breath or two here. And left leg up, same thing. Here we go, left leg up. Take a big breath in. Knee to chest as you come forward slowly. The exhale, step the foot between your hands. So you can get that left leg situated here, your torso close to your legs, glued together even, right? And that left arm can even wrap around behind you or hold on to the ankle. That's one way of doing this. Remember your options. You can use blocks, you can lift up higher if you need to. All right, so scissor in, start to lean in closer, tone your belly in and up. Move the right hand up if you're doing this version. Remember, you can also do more of a modified warrior 3 right here, right? But if you can, diving in deeper, and I encourage you to, even if you can stretch a lot, keep your ribs touching that front thigh. An option to unfold with a lot of power. And bend that top leg, keep your bottom knee bent. So by bending, you can pull in, draw in, scissor in that back leg, tone into the hips, and then with the exhale from your core, push down through that left leg. Reach that right leg strong and straight. Dive in. Breathing in, breathing out. Deeply fold it in, and then bend your front knee and step back nice and slow to then from that connected deep place, rise up warrior 1, spin that back heel down. It's deep inside of you. Offer it up with your breath, especially with your exhales unfolding through you. Breathe in as you scissor with your legs. From that left hip under, tone your belly in and up. Fold, bending deeper into the front knee. Breathing through both legs. Stretching, opening. Offering. One more big breath here. Lift that back heel, go to touch down. In your option, right to down dog. To be our last vinyasa if you want to do it. So moving through with your breath. And into down dog. Take a few breaths here. And again, come down to a child's pose. Toes touching, knees apart. Hips to heels, turn your core in and up. And take a few breaths. Grounding. Listening. Attuning. And so from there, come up to table pose. Swing your legs around and come into a seat. We'll come into a Purva Tanasana. I don't know about you, my legs are working hard. So great to stretch that deeply and still feel tone, right? That means that's connection to the center, as much as it's stretched and opened. All right, so Purva Tanasana, knees bent, feet on the floor. You can walk your hands back a little further, 8 inches, 10 inches. Thumbs can be forward for less of an intense wrist stretch, or bring the hands more straight ahead. Press into the feet and drag your heels towards your hips. Squeeze in with your legs like you're squeezing a block. And from that, bring more breath, more space up to the sides of the torso. Really find your center. Pull your belly and your ribs in. Notice what's happening in the neck here. Slide your throat back. Lift up through your chin just enough, but take care not to just drop your head back, breaking at the neck, right? So if you're just staying here, opening up the chest. After all that inward folding, forward folding. For option 2, use those strong hamstrings and glutes to lift yourself up. You can notice the neck not dropping way back. Lengthen through your neck, reach forward through those knees. Squeezing with your legs, press your hips higher. Reach long through the whole pose. Lower down from there. And just rest. Feet on the floor, hips on the floor. You can just even hold on to your legs for a moment here. Feeling that expansiveness. And we'll do it one more time. Option to do straight legs. Right, so walk those legs out. Those hands back a little further. Whatever, the same hand position options. And again, you can stay here. Breathe long through the sides of the body. We'll bend to those elbows, taking heads and arm bones back. Belly in, ribs in, even as you're bending towards the back bend. You still tighten the abdomen. Keep the throat back. Under the ribs, stretch through your spine 2 directions, and then make those legs strong. Press through your heels. Can you even here use your hamstrings, glutes to lift up? Roll the inner thighs down, even as you press your hips up higher. Reaching through your whole pose, through the feet to the top of your head. One more breath here. And lower those hips back down. Good. So from there, we'll come onto our backs. We might need to scoot up a little bit there. Come on down nice and easy. Stretch your left leg out along the floor. Right knee stays bent, foot on the floor. Ground that left leg down. Tighten through your center. And take your arms out into a T shape. So we're coming into a twist. Scoot your hips a little more to the right. And then taking that right leg up. And try to make this active, right? So you're not just rolling over with kind of a relaxed flop, but rather you can take your left hand to that outer right knee, thigh, push up against it. And with that, you hold some resistance as you take it across. Put your ribs in on the right, open up across the chest on that side. And then here, you can stay here or press the foot against the leg, or you just stay hovering. You might try pressing right foot against the inner left thigh or behind the left thigh. And then you can still push up a little bit to the hand as you guide that leg across. Put your ribs back on the right. Go deep into that right shoulder blade, connecting in the center even as you unfold here. And back up to center. Straightening out. Right leg out on the floor, pressing the thigh down. Scoot your hips a little bit to the left. And again, pick that left leg up to a hover, like a 90-degree bend there. And that right hand to the outer left leg. Push up into the hand as you roll across into your twist. That keeps things steady. Keep the top of the right thigh moving back, strong right leg. Push up into the hand so you feel the support of that hip. Reach through your left knee. And narrow out the left side, draw that left shoulder. Once you get across and stay connected, you can bring the foot to the inner thigh, back of the thigh perhaps. A little deeper into the twist. Breathing in here, so always breathing in the center. Breathe out, unfolding more. Back up to center, nice and slow. Straighten out. And take the legs up, one hand on top of each knee, grounding down to the backs of the hips. We'll do a couple more hip stretches to round things out. So feet on the floor, press into the back of, press into the arms. Cross your right ankle over the knee. So coming into eye of needle, but from that strong core connection, keeping hips level, feet strong. So push into the arms even to float the left leg up. So keeping everything connected. And then you can optionally take behind that thigh or to the shin below the knee. Push into your hands, ground your hips. An option to draw in tighter. So first position is hips on the floor, more of a neutral spine. Second position, as you draw in, the hips will roll up, the spine will round more. A different stretch in that hip. Just keep it balanced. Keep lengthening your spine, breathing in, breathing out. And lower down from there, second side. Cross that left ankle over. Push ankle into knee, work the edge of the foot. You can push those arms into the floor, but lift your leg from that strong center. Arms can assist. So push down to lift up and stay there, or option to hold behind the thigh, maybe to the shin. You can push into your hands, ground your hips, lengthen through your spine. Push forward, but continue to draw in, maybe a little bit more. Maybe, yes, you're rolling, the hips can roll a little higher. Breathing in, breathing out. Stretching a little deeper with your exhales, soften your face, your eyes, your jaw. And lower down from there. And take the legs up, one hand on top of each knee. You can separate the knees out a little wider and up towards your shoulders. We didn't do a whole lot for those inner thighs stretching out today, so go easy here. And just hold on to those thighs. Push into your shins, rotate your knees. Push forward so the hips stay heavy. Tone your abdomen. And just kind of this neutral spine stretch. Give a little opening to those inner legs. If it feels good to you, though, you could maybe have a happy baby. Maybe like to stretch your legs out a little wider from there. Open the door if I do that. Or not, right? Just keep those hips heavy. Pushing the feet up, drawing the knees down if you're doing happy baby. Or whatever version of some hip inner thigh stretch here. When you feel complete with that, you can just gently hug your knees in and rock it out a little bit side to side. And before we rest, come up and take a seat. You can roll to one side, roll yourself up into a seat, and maybe sitting up again on a block or blanket. So in a more active way, just really feeling what we've done here. So turn the inner thighs back, sit bones back and apart. Find your way into your center, which we did so much to both pull in and draw into what is latent and really infinitely full of potential, creative possibility. Tending to that part, right, even as the springtime is full unfolding. Breathe in and feel your connection to that place. It's underneath the chaotic waves on the surface, right? And yet from that place as well, we can create, we can strategize, we can build, we can envision and build what we wish to unfold, how we want to see life unfold for each one of us. And breathe that out. Breathe into that place of infinite potential. Breathe out your offering. 3 more deep breaths in this way. And softly open your eyes and we'll stretch out onto our backs for Shavasana. So come on down, take a good Shavasana here together. Right? As we're practicing live. Anytime you're doing this practice, but how sweet to think that those of you who are doing this practice now, that we're doing this together, even this time of needing to be apart on a physical level. So stretch your legs out long, take a big breath through the sides of the torso, and draw your shoulder blades underneath you. Find that balance of being settled into your center, even as you lay expansive and open. And just rest. Let your outer body, your skin, just become so soft, translucent, letting your individual self release back into this connection to what connects all of us. It's the source of the creative unfolding and evolving circumstances of life on the planet. Rest. Be nourished. By what's there deep inside of you. Be supported by what endlessly supports us, the earth beneath us, and our own deepest self. Draw a deeper, fuller breath in. Smoother, fuller breath out. Full breath in, connected to your own center, a deep place of support, creativity. And as you breathe out, wiggle fingers and toes, arms and legs. When you're ready, bend your knees and roll to the right. Rest your head on your arm, on your side there. Use your hands to support yourself as you make your way up into a seat. Seeing all these hearts, so sweet. This is really an amazing format. Oh my gosh. So let's close, and then I'll stick around if you want to chat a little bit. But let's bring our hands together to close. Thank you all so much for joining me. This was a thrill. I've never done a Facebook Live video before, and I'm realizing just how much I need to teach. It's so great to connect in this way, how much, as an introvert, I really need to connect. We all need to connect. So thank you for joining, and how powerful that we can collectively come together, nurture what's happening on the deepest levels here, joining in our collective vision for an evolved and dignified and intelligent life-supported existence on this planet. May we heal, may the planet heal, may life unfold in its highest. Let's close with an Om, inhaling deeply. Namaste. Yay! So, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Thank you all so much. Wow, I'm going to look at all your comments at some point. I mentioned I have a new YouTube video, channel rather, with videos on it. This is new. It's Gina Minyard Yoga and Meditation. I'm going to try to add more videos to that as I can, but just with my extra time, I've been just trying to see what I can do to keep evolving on my end too, and new ways to connect, of course. Wow, hi everybody. I'd love to hear your comments. When we can do this again. I'm tied up doing immersion virtually next weekend, but maybe we can find some other times that we can get together. I'll keep it on my page if I can. I'm not sure what happens with that. I hope they don't get deleted, but it'll stay there. Hey Erica, oh my gosh, I miss you. So my friend Andy has a Facebook group called Yogis in the Time of Corona that the yoga teachers in Atlanta and beyond are joining to just support each other and make their offerings. So Yogis in the Time of Corona, look it up and join. Oh, thank you all so much. So what else? Yeah, I'm looking for other ways to keep oh, it's so great to see you guys. Oh, Andy saw me to stay on my page. Great. So if you didn't get to do this now, Giles, oh my gosh. Hey. It'll be up. So those of you watching later, thank you for practicing. Oh, hey, Lisa, miss you. Yeah. Oh, so I don't want to end the video. I'll stay here a little bit longer if you guys want to keep saying hello. So yeah, I hope you guys are hanging in there, and look for other ways to connect. I'll do another, hey Andrea, another video, live video here soon. I was hoping to get this one recorded up to my YouTube channel, but I couldn't figure out my camera. This is all new to me. Anyone with video skills or YouTube skills, I'd love to chat. Good, thanks, Bill. Glad to know it worked. And yeah, I'll post it more. I'll do, I'll make the events and so on, so this can maybe happen more often. I would like to say too, of course, I'm out of work right now. This is my my way of just out of the love of yoga and of sharing, to just keep putting it out there. Hey, Andrea. Thank you. Good anti-anxiety hour. That's great. Right. What can we do to manage anxiety? So glad. But just to mention, I do have a Venmo page at Gina Minyard, PayPal, Gina@GinaMinyard.com. If things are steady for you and you want to offer a donation, that's always received with so much gratitude. Oh, hey, Vicki, thank you. I know there is something so special about practicing in community. even if we do it afar, I could really feel you guys. It was very powerful. So let's do that again. And thank you all so much. Um, anything else we want to say? I'm going to go back and I guess the comments will say too. Gosh, there are a lot of you. I'd love to see know how many you have actually. Oh no, it does. You know, you practiced, and just let me know. And if you there's fun, you know, pose wise, let me know. Maybe we can. I can do requests. Hey. All right. Well, I think I'll draw it to. Oh hey, Kat. Good to see you. So I think I'll bring it to a close. Stacy, love you. So thank you all so much for joining. Let's do this again soon, so soon. Oh, I don't want to say goodbye. Can we just hang out forever on Facebook? All right. Love to you all. Take good care. I know this is challenging, but we got this. We got each other. All right. Bye. Oh, Anita, happy tears. Love you. All right. Bye, everybody.